Yo, okay, what's up? I'm back. This is my review for Hard Eyes. Now, this is gonna be posted a little late. My apologies. I saw it at 2, and then I kind of got sidetracked with a few other things. But I'm here now, reviewing Hard Eyes, and I was really anticipating this movie. I've heard a lot of good things. People were saying that it was like funny, but also serious at the same time. So, and obviously going into this movie, even though people, I don't like to compare things, but obviously I compared this heavily to like Thanksgiving and Scream, which are both done by Spyglass. So yeah. And obviously one of the actors, Mason Gooding, is one of the main characters in this movie, and he's obviously Chad from Scream 5 and 6 and soon to be 7. So yeah. Now, first things first, I want to say I enjoyed the movie. I did enjoy the movie. And out of the 3 movies that I've seen this year, Hard Eyes is definitely number 1 so far on my movie list. I will be seeing it again, maybe tomorrow or Saturday. It depends. Oh, by the way, this is such a random ass side tangent. I'll just make another video talking about all the other random shit that I want to talk about. But Hard Eyes. Okay, so this movie, it was definitely more. This movie did not take itself seriously, and I don't mind that. I don't mind when movies are like more lighthearted, more goofy, because some movies they're uber serious, and those movies I tend to find them to be very boring. 1 and 2, just I don't take them serious when they're trying to be mad serious. So the fact that this movie was able to laugh at itself and have all these like stupid ass little jokes here and there, I found it to be refreshing. I would say this movie is literally a rom-com, but with a slasher killer in it, literally, because they really lean into that rom-com type shit, but there's just a killer on the loose while that's going on. So yeah, speaking about the performances, Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding, they were both fantastic, and they're definitely, like, if they want to make this a franchise, they could, but this seems like a one and done type of thing. But both of them, their chemistry together was great. Their little banter that they have throughout the movie is really fun. So essentially, Olivia Holt's character, she's like this person that doesn't like love. She broke up with her boyfriend recently, and she hates love. She thinks it's gonna end, yada yada yada. And then Mason's character, Jay, he's a helpless romantic. He loves love and all that shit. So they're like opposites, and the reason for that being because I'm just gonna call them by their actors' names, because I forgot Olivia Holt's character's name. So Olivia's character, her character's parents, Jesus Christ, I should have never asked her name. I don't know where my other phone's at. I don't want to search it. I'm just going to call her, damn it, people are going to get confused. One second. Hey, I'm back after doing some extensive research on my other phone. Olivia Holt's character's name is Allie. So, Allie's parents, they were like that fairy tale type of love, but Allie's dad died and her mom, crashed out over it. So that's why she hates love. Jay, his parents fought all the time, so he wanted to prove them wrong by having a good relationship, essentially. So that's why he loves love and she hates love. Word. Now, in terms of the kills, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. The opening scene, it definitely demonstrates this Hard Eyes killer to be a threat. Bro, also in the theater, every footstep that nigga was taking, it was boom, boom, boom. Every step that dude was taking, bro. It sounded like he was a goddamn, he weighed like 400 pounds with this big ass, hard ass steps that he was making in the theater. But yeah, he's the guy, he's fun. He's definitely a fun killer. He's a little kinky. And he's definitely, a force to be reckoned with. Now, all right, let's see. The kills were fun. My favorite, this is all spoilers, by the way. My favorite is probably It's probably the opening kill, the redhead chick that gets crushed by this thing and then it just spins around. That was pretty fire. But all the kills were, they were cool. Now, let's see. So essentially, how the movie plays out: there's a hard eyes killer. He kills people on Valentine's Day. Yada yada yada. Allie and Jay meet up at this coffee shop, and it's very awkward at first, and then she leaves because she's worried that she's gonna get fired because she made a presentation about she's working for like a romance company, some type of pitch for rings or some dumbass shit like that. And her pitch was like, oh, couples, it always ends in death. And that's not great considering that there's a hard eyes killer literally killing people on Valentine's Day. So she's worried she's gonna get fired. So her boss brings in Jay, who is really good at that type of shit. So first of all, she's worried that Jay's gonna take her job, one. But Jay is worried about asking her out and taking her out on a date. By the way, Allie has this friend, I forgot her name, but she was really funny. Her and Allie's banter together was great. I wish she would have had more to do, Allie's friend, because she was a great character. Not once that I think she was the killer though. So yeah, they go out, they start bickering and shit. Then eventually they kiss and they get spotted by the hard eyes killer, which sets everything into motion from there. Now, talking about some of the other characters, we have Hobbs and Shaw, Fast and Furious reference, because Shaw is played by Jordana Brewster, who is obviously Mia in Fast and Furious, and she was also she played Delilah in The Faculty. Now, so that's just one reference to Fast and Furious, and then Hobbs is played by Devon Sawa. Hopefully I'm saying his last name right, and he's obviously I forgot his character's name, but he was the main character in Final Destination, the first one. Very poetic considering that Final Destination 6 is coming out in May, so that's cool. But yeah, those two, they're playing detectives, and might I add, there's a few references, and I picked up on some of the references, some to Scream, some to Fast and Furious. So yeah, their names are Hobbs and Shaw, but for any people who like is really deep into this shit, Mason Gooding, who is in this movie playing Jay, he also played Chad in Scream 5, and in Scream 5, there was this particular scene where they're sitting at the bench, and they spot Vince, one of the characters. He's his father. He was Stu's nephew. He's the first to die in Scream 5. But they see him, and Chad, he's like, oh, maybe I should introduce him to Hobbs and Shaw. So I find that kind of funny that you could connect those two dots, him saying that in Scream as Chad, and then him being in this movie, and then that reference to Hobbs and Shaw. I might be looking too deep into it, but that's just something that I wanted to point out for people who might not have noticed that little detail. Another little detail, there was one scene where I'm pretty sure the hard eyes killer was using a buck knife, which is the same weapon Ghostface uses in Scream. So there's that. And one of the characters, I think the sheriff or somebody, he's this bald guy, but his name is Hartley, and if you probably, this is probably a big ass stretch, but there's another character named Hartley. That's also in Scream. In Scream 2, Chief Lewis Hartley, the sheriff at the Winter College in Ohio in Scream 2, his name was Hartley, and this guy's name was Hartley as well. So I picked up on that. That's just some little details that I noticed. I'm sorry. It's just the horror fan in me. I just pick up on all the little details, even if they might not even be clues to begin with. Damn it, what else? So, and I'm pretty sure the director of this movie had a little cameo, but I'm not gonna lie, I did not see that nigga in the movie. I might have to watch it again and like pay attention, like really look out for him, because people were saying, oh, the director, he has a little cameo in this movie, and I'm like, I didn't see him. But yeah, overall this movie was pretty fun. Definitely the best movie of the year. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about before I don't want to wrap things up too quick. I feel like there's some. All right, let's talk about the killer reveal. So Jordana Brewster, Shaw, she's the killer, along with this other random guy. I don't know his name, but he's Asian. and then another guy who gets killed and doesn't even have any dialogue. So there's 3 killers. Shaw's the main one, then her little cuck Asian boy, and then the other one who's just a fanboy, I guess. So they've been doing it, and the reason why is because they like that shit. They get off to that shit. It's a kink, and the reason why they targeted Allie and Jay is because they saw them kiss, and it was like, oh my god, the chemistry between you guys was impeccable. We had to get a rock star, so we had to go after you two. So yeah, they got a kink off of killing couples, and that's their whole thing. They end up, Allie and Jay, well, they kill the first person, the random guy, at this movie theater parking lot, and then Jay leaves. He gets kidnapped by Shaw, and then they go to this church, and that's where the movie ends, with Allie and Jay killing them. And then a year later, Allie and Jay get married, yada yada yada, happy happy happy. So yeah. And then Devin Sawa's character, he plays a really weird, exaggerated character in this movie. He dies, he gets a machete to the crotch, so yeah. But overall, this movie was fun, man. I had a fun time. It definitely wouldn't. What I will say is, Hard Eyes himself, he's a force of nature. You know, every time he's on screen, like it's you know, some serious shit going down. But it does really lean into that rom-com element, so just brace yourself for that. It's definitely a horror comedy, for sure, 100% a horror comedy. But the kills are brutal. The comedy is fire. There was some jokes that almost got me. You know, I don't laugh a lot at jokes, but some of them almost got me. There's a lot of like adult jokes, adult humor. So, you know, I feel like, you know, couples, single people like myself, you'll get a kick out of this. You feel what I'm saying? Even though it's nowhere near close to Valentine's Day. It's quite a ways away, but you know, fuck it. So yeah, man. I'm sorry if this review was short or scattered all over the place. It's just, you know, shit's going on. You know, I'm not gonna get into it. I might make another video talking about all the other shit that's weighing on my mind. But yeah, this movie was fun. I had a good time. I would suggest you go check it out for yourself. And you know, this whole YouTube shit, man, I didn't think I would get this far. You know, I thought I would have, you know, I'm trying to be consistent. I am, but I thought I would have gave up by now. But I'm glad I'm still going, and I'm glad that, you know, I'm kind of starting to build a fan base. You know, whoever's watching this, I appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this, my ugly ass face, talk on a phone, my iPhone. Yeah. By the way, I got to shape up. Just saying. I was looking a little rough for those last few videos, so, you know, yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna try to be more consistent. I might make another video soon, maybe tomorrow, talking about I might have a conversations part 2, just talking about other things that are weighing on my mind right now, because I have been a little clouded recently, but you know, it's just life. So yeah, man, that was my Hard Eyes review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Yeah, I try to be as authentic and genuine as possible. If I watch this back and I don't like it, I'm not gonna post it. But hopefully not. Hopefully, you know, I watch this back and think, yeah, it's good enough, or not good enough. Everything I post, I want to make sure that, like, before I post it, I'm like, yeah, that's the one. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, dog, that's it. It's my Hard Eyes review. It's a good movie. It's funny. The gore is nice. I enjoyed myself. I got a kick out of it. So yeah. I'm the Hero Light Legend, Tyree Figueroa, signing out. Peace.